Chilling revelations have emerged in Murshidabad riots. High Court panel probe nails TMC Neta's role in violence. TMC councillor led attacks. MLA hand in glove. High Court panel report states that temples were also destroyed. TMC councillor came with miscreants. Cops forced victims to return to riot zone. TMC MLA saw the vandalism and went away. Mamta's outsider behind riot claim busted. Father-son duo were killed in the Bengal riots in April. So that's the big update that is coming in as far as the Murshidabad violence is concerned. Chilling revelations have come to the fore. The High Court panel probe has nailed TMC Neta's role in the violence. In fact, it states that TMC councillor led the attacks. MLA was also hand in glove. It also states that temples were destroyed during the violence and TMC councillor was the one who came with the miscreants, and the police forced in fact the victims to return to the violence zone. And in fact the report also states that the TMC MLA saw the vandalism and chose to go away. Mamta's claim that there were outsiders behind the riot has been completely busted. And also remember, there was a father-son duo which was killed in the Bengal riots in the month of April. So that's the big development that is coming in as far as the Murshidabad violence that occurred in April is concerned. Chilling revelations have come to the fore. The High Court appointed panel has been probing the case, and it has now submitted its report that has completely nailed TMC leader's role in the violence. It states that TMC councillor was the one who led the attacks in Murshidabad. In fact, an MLA was also hand in glove. My colleague Indrajit Kundu is now joining us with more details on this. Indrajit, big revelation in the HC panel report that it was in fact a TMC councillor that led the attacks. What more details are we gathering?
Well, that's right. This is a report by a 3-member panel that was set up by the Calcutta High Court, and it clearly, highlights the role and the complicity of local level Trinamool Congress leaders. As far as the report is concerned, it blames a local Trinamool leader named Mehboob Alam, which of course it claims is the local councillor, but we've checked on the ground. He is no more the councillor right now, but he is the former chairman of Dhulian municipality. If the reference to Mehboob Alam is the same Mehboob Alam that is being spoken about, it could have been somebody else, but there seems to be an erroneous connection made. We've checked on the ground. Mehboob Alam is a Trinamool Congress leader, but he's no more the councillor in the local area right now. It also mentions an MLA, but the name has not been mentioned. But clearly, the report states that the police was inactive. There were SOS and distress calls that were made by some of the victims, and despite those calls, the police did not act. So this report goes on to highlight the plight of all the victims, because the High Court has asked the 3-member panel to speak to the victims and put everything on record so that the damages could be assessed, and the government and the High Court can direct the government to provide proper compensation.
Indrajit, also now that these damning revelations are out in this HC panel report, what can be expected next in this case?
Well, the High Court is going to hear the matter next on the next date of hearing. Both these reports, the 3-member committee report has been placed before the High Court in a sealed envelope. The High Court will consider the findings of this report, following which, the proceedings of this case will take place. And then the High Court will come to a conclusion as to what is the compensation that is required. Because the moot point here was that the government had given a single compensation for all. And it was challenged before the High Court, saying that there are various levels of damages that has taken place to life and property in that area during the communal violence, and therefore all can't be brushed on with the same brush. So now with the report placed before the High Court will finally come to a conclusion as to what is the quantum of compensation that should be given to the victims of the Murshidabad violence.
All right, Indrajit, thank you for getting us those details on the revelations that have come to the fore in the Murshidabad violence. In fact, we're now being joined by BJP's Rahul Sinha on this story. Mr. Sinha, a very good morning to you. Chilling revelations have been revealed in the report, the HC panel report on the Murshidabad violence, that states that it was in fact a TMC councillor who led the attacks. Your reaction?
देखिए, ये पूरा 99 में बैठ के साजिश किया गया रायट है और महबूद आलम जो उनका काउंसिलर है, उनको जो सीधा फोटो भी आया वो दंगा को वो लीड कर रहा है। तृणमूल का एमएलए का भी नाम अभी सामने आ गया। पुलिस को पूरा निष्क्रिय करके एकदम प्री प्लान इस दंगा किया गया। एक सरकार जब ऐसा दंगाई करने का निर्णय लेते हैं तब उसका परिणाम भयंकर होता है। तो इसीलिए ये जो सरकार दंगा पीड़ितों को राहत का बदले दंगा कराते हैं, ऐसा सरकार को गद्दी में रहने का कोई अधिकार नहीं है। इसीलिए हम बाहर और भीतर दोनों तरफ आंदोलन इसको लेके कर रहा है और कानूनन भी इसका मुकाबला हो रहा है। हमको लगता है आगे चल के ये सरकार को बंगाल से जब तक नहीं उखड़ेगा तब तक ये दंगाई का सिचुएशन कंट्रोल में नहीं आएंगे।
पर राहुल सिन्हा जी, ममता बनर्जी का कहना था कि बाहर All right, we'll try to re-establish that connection. That was BJP's Rahul Sinha on the revelations that have come to the fore in the Murshidabad violence by the HC panel that has revealed that TMC councillor led this attack in Murshidabad, and there was also the absence of police.